through this. If you don't, sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. It is what it is. You just get up here and make a fool out of yourself. And if you can't do that, what can you do in life? So here we go. Give a big welcome and a hand, to Parker for doing this for us and everything every week. Over 200 comedians in, the last 2 years, and, your staff in the back and John and everybody. I really appreciate it. So we're up here and we're just going to talk and see what happens, and hope you guys enjoy me. I guess one of the things that me and my wife do a lot, we're doing a lot of vacationing now, and so we went out on a cruise. And with my wife, we get to our first destination, which is Roatan, and she's looking around, and she actually looked at me and goes, "Hey, are those coconuts real?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "They're real." I was like, "Somebody don't come and paint them every day, baby." And so we're there, and I was like, "It is the tropics. That's why we have palm trees everywhere." So it was a good time, though. You start off, and sometimes my beautiful wife, I look at her, and we haven't been that many places. So when you start going out into different countries, you get a whole different experience. So we get to the next spot, which is Costa Maya. And she looks at the flamingos and tells me, "Are those flamingos real?" And I'm like,
It's so beautiful.
"Yeah, babe, we're in the tropics." Once again, I don't know what to say to her, and I'm like, "Yeah, uh-huh." And I've had those experiences myself. You look at stuff, and sometimes you just ask yourself, "Is my life real, or is this all just an imagination?" Because most of it is for me. Most of my life is just an imagination of what I thought was real, but sometimes you don't want it to be as real as it is. One time I was at work and I got electrocuted by electricity, and I woke up and I said, "Oh my God, I'm still alive." And everybody else said the same thing. And they're just looking at me going, "You're a miracle." And I go, "Nah," I go, "more of a miracle that I'm still alive." I go, "Damn, I wish I was dead." Because I felt like shit. People think it's a tragedy, and I just think it's more of a nightmare. 3 years later, you're sitting there and you're looking around at your buddies, and you're like, "Oh, this is a great night." Next thing you know, you wake up in the hospital and you've been hit by a truck. And it's a Lincoln Navigator that runs over. So now I don't get those no more either. Anybody I know that has a Lincoln Navigator? Nah, I'm not riding with you. It's the worst thing to ride in. So, we're just kind of moving along in life. You do what you got to do and always have fun and move well and see what happens. Like up here tonight, I wanted to give it a shot, see what you guys think. If you like it, you like it. Hell, if you don't, hell, fuck it, I'll just sit here and smoke weed. Well, damn, I thought I was, but don't have a lighter either. But that's how. Shit. Unprepared bastard. Always me. That's me. But, hey, you move on with life. See what happens. So what do you guys think so far? Anybody having fun? You having a good time? I know he is. How about you girls over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything going good? That
Yeah,
sucks.
great.
That sucks. You're having a good time. It's hell for me. That's all right. I know, huh? Boo-hoo. Yeah, that's the way I feel sometimes. But you keep moving on. How about you guys in the back? Nobody back there? No. Quiet as shit as usual. Oh yeah, that's us. We know how to have a good time. Sometimes you're just quiet, listening, thinking, "Man, is this guy gonna keep talking? Or he's actually gonna shut up for a minute?" Okay, we can all be quiet together. It's almost like you want your kids, but they'll never shut up. And you're like, "Hey, why don't you guys be quiet for a minute?" And they're like, They just keep talking, like, "Oh." So you come here, it's just as quiet as nice, then everybody's laughing. You're like, "God, I wish they were more like my kids." Well, you guys all, have a good night. This is Rob. I'm out. We'll see you soon.
All right. Good job, Rob.
Hey.
Yeah, you gave it a shot. I looked at that lineup and I was like, oh, I was like, I got room for one more, and then Rob called me. He was like, hey, when are you going to get here? I'm like, I'm going to see if Rob wants to go.
I gotta have my joint.
Oh, good. Okay. I was concerned.
Fucking stoners.
Rob gets halfway down there, and he's like, I thought of something funny. I'm like, I wish you would have done that before you got up there. No, I'm just kidding. You were funny,
Can't
Rob.
always be funny.
All right, guys.